Many rivers reach the same ocean, and the ocean denies no river, for all rivers that reach the ocean took the path of least resistance. Some of those rivers were Hindu. Some of those rivers chose Christianity. Some of those rivers went through Buddhism. Some of those rivers went through Zoroastrian. Some of them went Sufi. You see where I'm going with this. But the thing that they all shared in common, should they have reached the ocean of infinite consciousness, is they took the path of least resistance. And so, it doesn't matter what language we speak or what method we choose to follow, underpinning all of these religions is the path of righteousness, should they be adhered to correctly. Should the principles and the laws of light be met, should the purification and the rites of passage be properly and naturally allowed to flow and manifest. The ocean does not say, "Excuse me, but you came from the north and you came from the west, you came from the east and you came from the south. And somehow you all met here in the middle. And I'm only going to accept rivers from the north, or I'm only going to accept rivers from the east, or I'm only going to accept rivers from the west or from the south." This doesn't make any sense. You spoke Sanskrit and you spoke English. You spoke Aramaic. So I'm only going to choose a certain language. I'm only going to have a certain preference. Do you feel our infinite creator is pedantic? Has the capacity to be pedantic? No. It's the action, the embodiment, and the vibration that gets access to the infinite ocean. Through the path of least resistance, through observing the true principles of creation that transcend name and form and language. However, once we realize these energies, then we can use language to help articulate them, help as a representation, as a symbol, guide people to this transcendental infinite energy. That ultimately, when you experience it, there is no ability to even speak. It's so infinitely powerful, it's so infinitely beyond words, it's so infinitely beyond conceptualization, beyond cognition, beyond your wildest imaginations, that when you do somehow regain the ability to speak, then you'll have the authority to actually describe the experience with the knowledge, with the awareness that the words you're going to use are always going to be insufficient. And so, how does this relate to fasting, purification, cleaning our bodies? Because that is the path of least resistance. And of course, we have to go on that path at the flow that our river can handle. We cannot rush our journey to the ocean, but we should by no means impede it, obstruct it, and make excuses to stop the flow. We wish to stay in flow as much as we possibly can be, given our circumstances, which is true perfection, is doing your best given your circumstances. For one person, that might be going the absolute distance on a juice cleanse, on water fasting, on purification. On another path, it might be just very simple plant-based eating. You know, we have to keep all options open and compassion for all our brothers and sisters right now. But ultimately, yes, we want to be taking the path of least resistance. We want to love one another as Christ taught. Above all else, love one another, do kindly to one's neighbor, have compassion for each other, and of course, stand up for truth and justice, and be not silent when evil is spoken for truth, because truth, like the sunlight, shines above all. And so we have to do our best to find our way, back to the ocean of immortality that is actually inside our own hearts, inside our own souls, inside the fabric of our own being, the very force that governs the movement and collaboration of all these atoms that comprise our infinite selves and give life to us. Praise be to the Most High, and I hope this message reaches you in the best of health. Hare Krishna.